Welcome, welcome, welcome. Season 3, Wind Down with Kev. I am Kevin Spann, the insurance guru, and I am so excited today. This season, the hashtag has changed the narrative and party people in the place to be. Trust me, we are going to change the narrative on this one. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Week 2, Season 3, Wind Down with Kev. This season, the hashtag has changed the narrative and party people in the place to be. Trust me, we are going to change the narrative on this one. People, to my right, I don't only have a fellow Allstate agent, but I have the number one Allstate agent in the country. Put your hands together one time for Ren Raps.
Oh man, what's up?
What's going on, my brother?
Nothing much. This is awesome. Thanks for having me on here, man. Did not expect that introduction.
No. It's well deserved. Respect given where respect is due. So, start first just by saying your full name. I said your IG name, Ren Raps, which I'm going to ask you about that. I'm going to check you on your skills in a minute.
Oh,
but
snap. Let's do this.
I got to test the skills,
Yeah.
but talk about it. Tell the people your full name. Tell them where you're located at.
You got
and then
it.
we're going to get into it.
And I'll give him my my social security number and all that. You got
That's
it.
for me later. We're scamming later, but this is business now.
Oh yeah, no. My name is Ren Janairine. Full name is Reynold Daniel Jenairine. And I'm born in Queens. Grew up in Smithtown, New York, Long Island, and everywhere. I'm everywhere.
You're everywhere.
I'm everywhere.
This is Ren Raps. So let's get into the name right away. When I hear an MC name, I recognize it. So Ren Raps, does that mean that Ren just a nice guy to talk to? Or does that mean that Ren raps?
Oh, okay. Ren does not rap. I'm not a rapper, actually. Man.
Okay.
I'll tell you where it came from,
Okay,
though.
talk to me, though.
And I don't know if this generation knows what I'm about to share, but the AOL days.
Okay.
You know when you got the CD in the mail?
Yes.
Dial-up days?
Okay.
Instant Messenger. So it was all about your screen name. You got to have a good screen name. And for me, I didn't know what it was. And I just saw the tinfoil, Reynolds Rap. And that's when I just chopped up some letters and Ren Raps, and that was it. And anytime a new social media platform came out, a new gaming console came out, or any other, anything.
You stay with Ren Raps?
Yeah, you type in Ren Raps on Google, you'll find everything from Xbox to maybe Allstate even to Pokemon or whatever. I even have it for Pinterest. I don't even use Pinterest.
But you got Ren Raps.
I call it virtual real estate.
Virtual real estate. Okay. I dig that. Well, one of the things I dig and respect, staying right with your name, I noticed you have the trademark next to it.
Yeah. I saw somebody did it. I'll be honest. I saw somebody did it. I'm like, that's cool. It caught your eye. That's all it is.
It let me know because I was going to steal your MC name. I was going to start going by Ren Raps.
Nah. Kev Spann, man. Change the narrative. You're trying to change my narrative.
No. Your narrative is incredible, and I want to start at the top. You talk about being born in Queens,
yes,
raised in Smithtown.
Yes,
you are the son of a long-term legendary agent. Shout out to your dad. Shout out to
Jay Jenairine.
Say shout out to him. Talk to Jay. Good talk to you. Thank you for raising a son that you wanted to come up in the business. Now, you're being raised in an Allstate house. You know how hard this is.
Yeah.
Did you try to avoid it at first, or did you want to come right in?
100%.
Okay.
100% try to avoid.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. So I would probably say back during the recession, graduating high school, anytime there was actually, let's see. When I was in elementary school, during the summertime or any holidays, Dad would just bring me to the office.
Okay.
He would make me file.
Okay.
File cabinets.
Okay.
Open mail, and maybe do payments. I don't know. He did, and I just did not like that. What kid would want to go to the office an hour and a half one way on a like when you don't have school or during your summertime.
I understand.
You know what I'm
your
saying?
dad takes the same commute I do from Rhode Island to Queens.
Yeah, seriously. So, but no, but you know what? It built character. I remember during the summertime, he would tell me to go grab a cooler, put ice, chop up some watermelon, and sell it right in front of his office on Hillside Avenue.
Go.
So that's like that entrepreneur, you know, spirit that it was cultivating. You know,
much respect to your dad.
Right?
So if you're giving him face on attitude that a kid might give in the office, he put you in business for yourself.
I know, right?
And put you out front to sell watermelon. We're talking Hillside Avenue near what? I know Hillside was parallel to Jamaica Avenue.
Yeah. So Hillside and Parsons. So right in the heart of Jamaica.
Right in the heart of the element of everything.
Very, nothing has changed over there, unfortunately.
What was that like? How old are you now? So we're talking 14, 15.
Right. So, I'm 31.
Okay.
When you get to a certain age, you just forget.
You just
look, when you start having back pains in your early 20s, you forget about it.
You mentioned AOL, so I thought you were like 51. But you said, but
I just grew up with people always older than me, so I learned from their mistakes. I learned from their achievements and all that stuff. But yeah, no, I mean, when I was 18 and all that stuff, I started working for mom and dad when I could drive on my own, and I really didn't like it. So, I ended up working at retail and everything like that, and then I was in college at SUNY Westbury, and my goal was to work at a bank, and I wanted to work at Chase Bank at JP Morgan, and I got it. And I hit so many achievements there in like 3-4 years I was there. And
tell me what you were doing at the bank?
I was on the retail side. So I started off as a teller, and I actually stayed in the teller, but they had different levels. To be very honest, I mean, I wanted to be in the private banking world, but they said for me to do that, I would have to go to like a small bank.
Okay.
And I was at a mega bank.
Right.
So the mega bank, we were up against like Chase banks in Manhattan. And if they wanted me to go in the private banking world, I would have to start in a small bank somewhere in Suffolk County out here that nobody goes to. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to work at a small bank where there's no traffic.
Right.
And then my numbers are low.
Right.
And then I'll get fired.
Right.
You know? So I was like, I'll just stay where I'm at. I'm happy and everything like that. And then at the same time, I was also assistant youth pastor at my church at Shelter Rock. So I was working 2 jobs at the same time because I love both. They bring both different dynamics in my life, but I end up leaving the bank, took some break, like a few months, and then that's when, back in 2015, I went back to my dad's office, and I started helping him.
What was the impetus? What brought you back to your dad's office?
I saw that he needed help.
Okay.
I saw that he needed, it's not like his business was struggling, but it could have been better. And I saw him personally, just like in the middle of the night, like, he was different. Something broke, you know? And I was like, Dad, I got my license. Let me come back.
Yes.
Look, it's a family business. And I grew up with that whole, like, you know, never bite the hand that feeds you.
Of course.
And,
of course.
And if you did, you're going to get smacked back in my day. Back in your day, too. Nowadays, you know, it's like you just, you know, you get a little finger like, oh, you upset us. No. Back in the day, whatever was in Mom's right hand came at you real quick.
That's good. That's good teaching.
Yeah, so I came back into the business not because of a career movement. It was family movement.
And that's a beautiful thing, a passion to support the family. And I think that's something not only in our business that's missing. I think there's something that's missing big time today. A lot of small family businesses, which is what Allstate agencies are, and many mom and pop businesses are. They're built on the idea of the family comes to the country for a certain opportunity to do certain things and a certain outcome. And rightfully, you saw something in 2015. This industry, like every industry, was changing and definitely changing and challenging. And you took the education you received, the corporate experience that you received, and you brought it back into your dad's agency.
Yep.
So you go there and you start to work and you start to put certain things in place.
Yeah. That's exactly what I did. I mean, my parents, they were stuck in their own unique ways, which wasn't bad. It was just, you know, different times, different learnings and everything like that. But we were able to hire more people. We brought more money into the family biz. And with all, and, you know, they're Allstate agents, both mom and dad. So I was managing both their agencies, and we hit their top rankings or top achievements at Allstate.
Absolutely.
You know, within the first year. And then I noticed that the freedom you have to, it's not a typical 9 to 5. It could be, but, it was cool to be like, okay, I could actually work, for a few hours in the evening and still have the day to do something else. Or I could do the whole day. And I mean, look, we don't have amazing weather here sometimes. We have heavy snow and all that stuff. So it was nice to actually work from home before remote.
Before it became popular. So
Right.
Let me ask you a question there. You and I are in the business, and we can make this conversation one between two people that know all the same things.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Let's not do that.
I want to bring people in, and I want to ask you today. We're recording this on September 3rd, 2021.
Yes.
And yesterday, weather-wise in our area, was a horrible day. Hurricane Ida hit. It did damage.
Yeah.
Talk to me about what your day was like for you personally and for your agency. What was that like from the time you woke up and you realized what Ida did? And
man.
How hard did you go all day into the night taking care of people?
Okay. I'm laughing because me and my wife Lauren, we got home like maybe 10 o'clock last night at night because when it rains, it pours in the office.
Ooh,
my office is in Queens.
Yes.
And sometimes Mother Nature likes to come in the office to hang out. So we were mopping and spraying and wet vac and everything. So it's tough when that happens because I could slow down the business. But, I did go through Hurricane Sandy and Hurricane Irene, and I learned what when you have a blackout, you can't afford to be closed. You have to have the business going. So immediately I told my team, work from home.
Okay.
So we don't miss a beat. Now, Hurricane Ida, it came throughout 2 nights ago, like in the middle of the night. So actually, I had a few customers that have my cell. Not everybody has my cell. They've been hitting me up.
Of course.
So quickly, a lot of our clients, I personally, when we signed them up, I would give them the 411, how to use the policy. I tell everybody, look, you're part of the family. I want to teach you how to use this policy. It doesn't make sense for you to, it's like going to a store. You buy something and you don't use it, it's a waste of money.
Got it.
I'm not going to buy I'm not going to go to Home Depot and buy like a chainsaw and not know how to use it and all that stuff, So I'm going to teach people the value, but I'm also going to teach them how to use it. So everybody got that. So nobody has that excuse, oh, I didn't know, and I don't know how to use my policy. I don't know who to call and all that. So a lot of people knew right away, okay, I got a little bit of a flood. Ren told me to get a wet vac. I got a wet vac. It's gone. Don't need to put in a claim. Some people, it didn't work out. You got 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches of water coming in. But, in the city, it was a water backup. They got the water backup coverage. So they got the coverage because unfortunately, a lot of people did not have the coverage because it was a flood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and it was all in the basement. So a lot of people, had damage, but they were able to clean it up, throw it out, get rid of it, didn't have to put in a claim. The ones that have to put in a claim, they were covered, but it was all day and night. I probably went to bed 4 a.m.
That's the grind part, and you did a great job. And you said some things. You educated me during this process, and I've been at this for a little while. You said you teach people how to use their policy. What do you mean by that? You mean that people buy insurance and they don't know how to use it? Yeah,
exactly. Because they think that it covers for everything, and they think that it's easy, and they think it doesn't matter what company or what agency you're with. It's all the same to them, and I'm like, nah. There's a reason why you're with us. There's a reason why our agency cares and everything like that. Like, I would not be in this business if I didn't at least tell you this part. Because last thing I want is for you to say, oh, I wish I knew.
Right.
Right. So we teach them. We tell them, look, if this happens, you call this number. If that happens, you go get an estimate. If this happens, you could email me. You could text me, If it's life-threatening, call 911.
That's it.
A lot of people think they have to do everything in that moment. I'm like, no, if you're legit, like, if your life is at stake, you call 911. You can always put the claim in later.
Right.
So it's interesting, It's very interesting, the world we live in. Like, everything has to be immediate gratification.
And it's not. Nah. And what's incredible about the story that you told, and in hindsight, I'm glad yesterday happened so we could talk about this. You had your people work from home so they could be on the phone to take care of your clients.
Right.
and at the same time, while your clients are getting hit, you're being hit.
I'm being.
Coming into your
Oh
office.
yeah, so I'm able to relate with these people.
Yes, of course.
Because some of them, I don't know them. Because I do try to know every client that we got, or at least know their name and all that stuff. But some of them I really didn't know, and they think I'm lying.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you mean I'm not covered? I'm like, I'm just telling you. And they're like, oh, I think you're just full of it. I'm like, hold on for a second. Let me send you a quick photo of what I'm walking through right now. Right. And I take a picture, and I'm like, this is what I'm going through.
Right.
I wish I was in your situation.
Right. and you're good, and it's phenomenal. So, Ren, I told you we had about a 30-second post-production meeting before we started this. And I told you I like to talk about what people post about. Mm-hmm. And one of the most amazing things I think you posted your agent, which is also one of your tags.
Yes.
Versus the fake agent.
Fake agent.
Let's talk about that.
Oh,
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about it.
Oh, man. So there are so many fake agents out there, and I'm not going to shout the companies, but
it is what it is.
It's call center companies, know? It's just there's a lot of people, they don't realize when you call a 1-800 number, you're talking to someone. I have learned that individual said, they say I'm licensed, but they're not. They're licensed under the company they work for, So I'm kind of annoyed by that because me and you, we went and studied.
Right.
And studied.
Right.
You got hair. I don't have hair. That's why I wear a hat. And we learned this business. We studied. We earned our licenses. Some of these people, they just got hired and they didn't learn a thing, and they're just using whatever the computer tells them. They are fake agents, transactional agents, And I have a lot of clients. They, I always send back hashtag your agent, and it's like a call response, like a hip hop concert, because they'll come back and do hashtag my agent.
Exactly.
I have so many people that are like, thank you so much.
When I say your agent, you say my agent.
Yo,
I say your agent, you
seriously.
say my agent. Let's go.
I love it, honestly.
So Ren, that's incredible. So you think these people that get policies from fake agents or 1-800 call center numbers, you think any of them give out their cell phone to call when a hurricane like Ida hits and they're stuck on the Clearview Expressway in water and they can't
Forget
move around?
about it. No, they don't even give out their direct work number even.
Okay.
Or even their email, because they know that they don't want to get bothered. Everybody, the fake agents, they look at everybody like a policy number.
Right.
No.
This is obviously what you do is different. Talk to me about your team. Sometimes people hear your agent and they think that you or I might be a one-man show. Are you a one-man show?
No. Oh my gosh, I would probably not even have hair on this side of my head now. If it was a one-man show, it can't be. I mean, I guess we see people that are a one-man show, but I mean, are they flourishing? Are they growing, especially in this pandemic? No. I mean, I create my agency like all for one for all. Not a lot of agencies are like that. My team is awesome.
I like your team. You post a lot of pictures of your team.
Yeah.
You have a young team.
Very young.
Everybody is young, knowledgeable, professional.
Yeah.
You've worked retail. You've worked banking, two areas that we recruit from.
Yeah.
Why should somebody watching this podcast apply to work with the Ren Raps agency, the Ren Janairine agency, as opposed to digging it out and staying in that retail or bank environment that they're in today?
Essential. We're apparently, that's like the new thing now. We're essential business. That's one. I make a joke with Lauren. I'm like, look, when we have kids, they can do whatever they want in life. But I'm also going to give them a list from the government website that shows, okay, these are essential jobs. You can do whatever you want. You want to be an art teacher? You want to teach art? You want to be a bowling instructor? Cool.
Right.
But you're going to have to also get a job here because mommy and daddy ain't bailing you out.
Absolutely.
All right? Because my parents didn't do that to me. We're essential. It's really good money. It's safe money, too. And I think we're like our own breed. They don't teach us stuff in school.
Right.
You mature quick in this industry as well. And I think the flexibility, the life that you could also have because of this.
Yeah, speaking of life, you're living an incredible life right now. I'm following you on social media. I'm living vicariously through you. You're coming off the road. We've been Austin, Texas this year. We're fresh home. I had to call you. I'm like, Ren, are you on this side of the water? You still
Where
in Hawaii?
is Ren?
Talk to me about the lovely trips you're taking with your lovely bride.
Okay, so I'm still jet lagged. We came from Hawaii and California, and we never been to both. So we were supposed to go to Hawaii with the whole family, but something happened and they couldn't make it. So Lauren was cute. She was like, "Can we still go?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm down." And we're like, "Do you think my family would be upset?" Nah. They wouldn't. My dad is all about travel, so he's like, "No, go."
Yes.
It was amazing. We stayed in Honolulu. We stayed in Maui. I want to go back like now.
Yes.
I'm still jet lagged. I'm 6 hours behind. So that's why it was easy for me to be up at 4 a.m.
Yes, because you're on that time.
I'm on that time.
You're on that time until your body changes.
It was very confusing though when we first got to Hawaii because people were calling me. I'm like, why is people calling me at 3 a.m? Because it's 9 a.m. here. So that was interesting. But no, just driving, hiking, the water, the waves, the resorts. We also stayed in San Francisco, California. I have a good friend. He used to be my mentor and youth pastor and also my boss too. And we stayed with him and he loves to hike and everything like that. And it was just the nature was just amazing. And, me and Lauren, we're going to actually budget and invest in our marriage to try to go to Hawaii at least once a year or maybe once every 2 years or something like that.
I absolutely love it. I love to travel. Love seeing the beautiful parts of the world. I love to see paradise on earth as has been given to us.
Yeah.
Ren, I'm talking just about your tag in IG. You have Ren Raps. You have your trademark. And you have the 46th Psalm.
Oh, yes. So, PS 46, Psalm 46. I love the Psalm 46, verse 10. It's be still and know that I'm God. When I first opened up the agency in November of 2017, my mom, my dad, myself, and a pastor from Guyana, we're Guyanese, came by, I think, October 30th, maybe, of 2017 to pray over the agency. Amen. Ironically, it was raining that day. So I remember like 2 days before opening day, that office was underwater. And it was very defeating to watch. Thank God none of the equipment was damaged. But we prayed and everything like that. And in that moment, I'm like, nah, this is going to be the theme of the agency. It doesn't matter what faith you walk in. This is my house. This is the Lord's house. A lot of people ask me, what is your sauce? What is your secret sauce? What's your go-to and all that for a thriving business, marriage, and just life? Because life looks good. Is it really true on social media? And I said, well, first it starts with me. And within me in my center, it's Christ. 100%, So yeah, the whole chapter is quick. It takes you probably 1 minute to read it, but be still and know that I'm God. And I think we could use that. Sometimes you have storms in your life. We have seasons in your life, but the sun comes out. Look, the sun's out right now.
It's a beautiful day. You'll never know what happened yesterday. I'm gonna stay with the faith question.
Okay.
For all business people, we're a year and a half into the pandemic.
Yeah.
How important do you think it is for a business person to have faith in general to carry them through something so difficult?
Yeah.
How important is your faith in your business?
They're equal. They're equal because without God, none of this. And I always thought this is gonna be weird for me to say this, but follow me on this one. Like, God should not be first in your life. God should be the center of your life. Lauren is not the first in my life. She is the center of my life because I believe whatever your core is, it's gonna develop. You're gonna develop. It's gonna bloom like a tree, a flower.
From there. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the foundation. So, yeah. Do you have low moments? Absolutely. As a business owner, I just yesterday, with all that mess that we had to clean up, and I was so happy that Lauren was there to help me out. I literally said, Lauren, you know why business owners go on amazing trips and everybody wants to be business owners? Because of this nonsense.
Yes. You have to go through it. People want the outcome, but they don't realize what goes into it. I'm having a blast talking to you about this. Oftentimes I talk to other guests in other industries, and I never talk about insurance during my podcast because Who wants to talk about insurance?
Nobody does, and it's not. There's not a lot of guys like us either. So yeah, no, that's so true, man.
Who wants to do this? I'm loving having a chance to talk to you and talk to people about what we do.
Yeah.
When people think of an Allstate agent, when people thought of your dad, what do people think that we do, and what do you actually do?
Oh man. Well, I think it depends, like, what time of the year and all that. Because I think if I have to look at my dad, because when I started working with my dad, I talked to clients that told me, oh, yeah, I waited out line to get a policy from him on Hillside Avenue.
Different time, yeah.
You know? And in my head, I'm like, you waited on... It's like a concert.
Mm-hmm.
And so the building I'm in is his building.
Got it.
So I grew up in that building, basically, you know? And on that block, there's 10 other agencies.
Got it.
So I'm like, wow, people literally waited online because of my dad. Not because of Allstate.
No, because of your dad. Because the
combination of the two, but mainly because of dad.
And they drove past other offices to get you your dad because they weren't actually buying a company or a policy. They were buying an experience from a person who understood where they were coming from, how hard they work for this stuff, and how hard it is to keep it.
Right, exactly. So I believe that if you just look at the you know, to answer your question, I think a lot of people think that we just travel and make a lot of money if you just look at our social media. But the people that are really in it, like you, me, and a bunch of our other friends and family, when each person individually sits down and talks with us, I think the keyword is passion.
Yeah,
I get a lot of people. They say, "Oh wow, you're really passionate. I can hear this. I want to give you my business."
Well, you have to be passionate because we can
relate
care to our customers. We live in this area.
Yeah,
we know how expensive it is to live in this area.
Very,
we know how hard people work, whether to get their first car or the move-up car.
Right.
We know what it is for an apartment and a house to live in this area. So when people entrust us to ensure that, it's as if it's our own money. It's as if if you let me insure you, actually let me hold the keys to your car.
Oh, man.
Let me insure your house. You let me hold the keys to your house. But you talked about something the other day that I thought was also interesting. A lot of people don't know that we do, which is the wealth side of our business, how we protect the goose that lays the golden egg.
Yeah.
Talk about that a little bit about. And I notice you're not just Ren Raps. You're Ren Insurance and Financial Services. So talk to me about your passion about the financial services side.
I think I know what post you're talking about. And ironically, that post was actually because of you.
Okay.
Because I asked a question, hey, who would give up their security licenses if you could get rid of them? And your comment was like, I would never, because it gives us an edge against our competition.
Right.
I believe in generational wealth. I've seen so many people struggling when they didn't get their checking, their savings, their life insurance, their retirement account in check. I've seen people that bought a college savings plan online, and they only put $500 and left it alone for like 6 years, and they're confused why it's not growing. So it's the education behind it, A lot of people, you hear the word pension. Oh, I have a pension. Okay. That doesn't mean that you're good for life. Is it working? Is it working, And, but yeah, no, people like you and a bunch of other people motivate me to learn more about that because you don't get that from the call center companies.
You're the most humble number one agent in the whole world. And I say that with all sincerity. On the one hand, it's very hard. Everybody that does what we do is fantastic. It's a very hard company to get into, to do what we do. Very much worth it. But to be number one out of 10,000 agents, it's a lot of work in order to get there. But at the same time, you're humble enough to ask questions of the group. You're not number one from the position that I'm here and I know everything. You're still like, well, what about this and what about that? And I'll have a lot of love and a lot of respect for that, definitely for you.
Thank you.
But one of the other things I have a lot of love and respect for you is how much you talk about your love for your wife. So we're going to break for a commercial here, and then we're going to bring your lovely wife, who also worked with you, onto the set. And I got questions for her because my wife used to work with me as well.
Oh, Sam.
So we want to have this conversation. So let's break for 1 second. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. We have Ren in the place to be, the lovely bride of Ren Raps. And Ren just shared with me that Ren, the name Ren, is in her name. So they're meant to be. Take that, haters.
That's right.
Lauren, welcome to the set.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. I told Ren I brought you on. The transition was, I love how much he talks about how much he loves you. That's just awesome and amazing. Look at this, people. Look at this. This is real. You can't script this stuff. This is not reality TV. You guys are just celebrating or getting ready to celebrate what anniversary?
5 years married.
5 years married
together.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Lauren, I want to talk business first and then marriage next.
Okay.
What is it like working with this guy?
Actually, it's really invigorating.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I am getting more energized from him, and I love it. It just makes me appreciative of what he does. And I started with him in the beginning. I was cold calling for him, and
Okay.
doing all the cleanup and setup and everything, HR, hiring, and then I stepped away for a little bit. So I kind of forgot about how much goes into everything.
Yes.
So I'm actually thankful because it gives me a greater appreciation of what he does for us. So.
No, I like that answer. But hold up, Ray. You married this lovely lady. You bring her to and you put her in the hardest part, straight cold calling. That's the hardest part of the business.
Yep.
That is the hardest thing of what we do. You're being nice to her, but you got all these people hanging up on her and saying, no, what part of the game is that?
She sounds good right now, right?
Okay.
Better than me. You don't want to hear this voice.
I got it. You know what? That being said, I was thinking people hang up on me. They would not hang up. They wouldn't hang up on you. But that's the best thing in the world, really, to get into the grind from the beginning, because talking about what we do, every day, to build this business, you have to make friends with strangers.
Yeah.
And one of the ways to do it is you have to get on that phone and nothing happens until several people say no to you. So how did you handle? So what did you do before Allstate? I got to ask you that.
I did a lot of things, but my background is in marriage and family therapy. So I have my master's in counseling.
Wow.
So at the same time as cold calling, I was also working with kids coming out of Rikers doing therapy. So
Re-entry, but that's
it was
that
rough.
is so dope and that's so amazing. Shout out to Spend the Yard, William Sturton, Renita Sturton, my brother and sister-in-law. They do a whole re-entry program, and I'm going to ask you a question. How many parallels do you see between doing insurance and doing therapy?
There's a good amount because a lot of it is connection. That's why Ren has been so successful, because of his connection with people and relationship. And you're talking to a lot of people in their difficult moments.
Yes.
So it's definitely helpful to understand people and to understand the heart behind maybe their yelling or frustration or thankfulness. So there's definitely a lot.
Ren, I got the secret. This is why you're number one. I see it because,
Yeah. And I got bills too.
No, that's all right. That's all right. We got that. But it's amazing. We sell a promise for a living, right?
Yes.
I buy car insurance from you. Do you promise to put me back together if something goes wrong?
Right. Exactly.
Same thing with my house?
Yep.
Same thing with my life?
Yes.
Okay. But sometimes those moments get difficult. Yesterday was a real difficult day, and guess what? The storms of life are going to come again. So having you to be able to talk to people, keeping them calm in difficult moments, it means everything. Yeah. It really, really, really does. That's a heck of a combination to have inside of an agency. So you start with the cold calling. Tell me some of the things that you're doing now since you're back.
So I just got my PNC license. So
Congratulations.
I was studying for that. Thank you. So I'm still learning. I can understand how to talk to people, but now I'm learning the products and the programs, and so that when I talk to people, I know what I'm talking about. So that's what I'm focusing on now, and my goal is just to figure out how to complement Ren best to help him and the business grow. So, but I need to know the business more. So that's what I'm trying to do, because I work differently than he does. Yeah. So I know that we can together work better, but I just need to have a little more knowledge.
That's okay. So, listening audience, whether you're catching us on IG, YouTube, wherever you get your podcast at, if you know anything about me, I love love. I love marriage. I lead with love in everything I do. My beautiful bride we've been together, married for 35 years now.
Amen.
So it's a beautiful thing what you guys have and how you guys do it and how you share it with the world, both the business, the ministry, and what you're doing. So I think there's a lot. And what you said right there is that you're here to compliment what he does, not to outdo him. You're not competing. Compliment.
Absolutely.
Compete, compliment. Two very, very different things. So congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
You've been listening to the interview. You know this guy next to me a lot better than I do.
Yeah.
What's the question that I should have asked him so people really know how awesome he is? You know, as we get ready to wrap up, what should I have asked people so they really would know about how awesome he is?
That's a good question. Wow. I think we got a good taste of him, but I think what he does for fun and what gives him life, because he brings that to work. You know, we talked before about some of the other things he does. He doesn't just do insurance. So I think when people get to know him personally, they also are like, oh, so you
have
other
a
stuff?
life.
Yeah.
He's human, so you're not just buying from some corporate insurance guy.
Yeah.
You're buying from a real person. So
Right.
definitely, you actually brought me to the one thing that I would have been remiss. I would have missed if you didn't say it. Lauren, when I was doing my research to interview Ren, I stalked him on IG and I went back. We're in cancel
while.
culture now. People go back to what you post,
Right.
Yeah.
and they find the one thing, the one mistake,
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
and everything is pretty good. But I think the one mistake you made in
man.
posting,
Give me this mic.
back to 14 and 15,
Okay.
you posted about your dance skills. So
Oh.
I think I used to be a nice dancer.
No, yeah?
I don't know right now.
Oh, man.
But what I want to do right here, right in front of everybody,
What?
I want to battle you
Wait,
on
what?
social media
Wait, what?
from a sitting position for your number one spot. I was number one in 2017. You're number one now. I want to be number one again. So do you accept the challenge from a sitting spot?
Let's go.
Minor 30-second pop lock battle.
What?
Do you accept the challenge?
I accept.
Oh!
I accept. Let's go.
Here we go.
I might pop
need a
I might
beat,
pop
so
something.
I'm going to start here, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to give it to you.
Oh. Okay. I think I just cracked my neck, but okay. Oh. Boom.
I'm eating that.
You're eating it? Oh, snap.
Bang.
Oh. Woo.
I dropped the ball. Still number one. Ren Raps, my brother. Ren, where can people follow you at? All over social media. We're going to put it right here.
Ren Raps. That's it. You just type that in. You'll find me and everything like that. But definitely, please share this podcast. You know, definitely shout out Kevin Span. I'm gonna shout you out. I'm a good backup. I'm a good number two. I'm a good MC. Actually, that's another thing that Lauren didn't share. I'm a good backup.
I just glance. I try to freestyle this, but talk to me about Rewrite Tomorrow and some of the nonprofit work that you do. One of the things where we're kindred spirits is we have our business side working where we need to do what we need to do to make a living, but we have our heart working as well in giving back to the community. So you're number one right now in the country. In 2017, I was the Ray Lynch Award winner for being number one and giving back to the community.
Man.
So that part of giving back is important to me, and obviously it's important to you. So before we wrap up, tell the people about Rewrite Tomorrow and whatever else you want to talk about giving back to the community.
Hey, I appreciate that this time to share about that. So Rewrite Tomorrow is a slogan from an organization called Clean Slate Living. Started here in Long Island, New York. Founder, his name is Matt Pisani. He went through a lot of alcohol and drug addiction, and he basically woke up one day with help of other mentors and close friends and family saying, hey, you gotta just stop. And that's when he decided back in 2007, 2008 to wipe his slate clean, hence why the name Clean Slate Living comes into play. What we do is we go into schools, churches, community centers. We've been to prisons all throughout the world, from Dominican Republic, Belize, Guyana, Texas, New York, the BX to Riverhead. We did school proms even, and we would talk about rewriting your tomorrow today. You're not defined by your mother's addiction, your dad's abusefulness. You're not defined by, okay, my parents are a failure in academics, so that's my future right there. We've been to so many schools on the island. We went from Half Hollow Hills to Brentwood to Smithtown to Freeport to West Hempstead. And man, like we talk about second chances, we talk about rebirth and worthiness. I've seen so many students, they were never told that, hey, we love you. We're not coming down to talk from a stage downward or from an upward. We're going to look you right in the eye and say, hey, you're worthy. You got it. I remember going to Brentwood and so many people. So basically, we go to schools and they tell us, the superintendent, the principal, what they're struggling in. A lot of these kids, it's drugs. It could be abuse in the family. It could be feeling worthless. So we're talking, and even suicide and things like that, you know. And I'm just gonna share like legit the I guess you would call the results. There we go. Just getting feedback from students through Instagram, through email saying, hey, you guys came to my school today, and I actually was not going to come to school this morning. I had a rope in my closet, and I was ready to hang myself.
Wow.
This is a 9th grader.
Wow.
This is a 12th grader. This is an 11th grader. This is a 6th grader. Hey, you know, I'm the middleman. And I finally stood up to the bullies and said, I'm not going to be transferring anymore. And we're talking about cocaine.
Right.
In Huntington, you know, 9th grade.
Right.
You know, we're seeing people standing up for themselves. We see, oh man, I remember this one. This girl, she legit. We talked about forgiveness one time at Brentwood, and these bullies went up to this girl and said, "Hey, we're sorry. We're so sorry." And this girl went and shared that with her parents and her family, and they're part of MS-13. And this family said no to MS-13.
This is, Ren, what you're hitting on now. My theme for this season is hashtag change the narrative.
Yes.
And what you're saying right now is you're literally changing the narrative in people's lives because you may have been born into an MS-13 family,
right,
another family, but you don't have to stay that way.
Right, exactly. And just to clarify even more, it's not just like we talk to students. We're doing musical performance. I'm a DJ. I'm emceeing. We have speakers. People that grew up in this area, you know, if they're alumni, they're part of our team. You know, we have a small concentrated. Everybody's a volunteer. Everybody has a job, so they're all volunteering with this too. Another organization I want to talk about is not Clean State Living, but Cycling for Change. We raise awareness and funds to give to organizations to help against human trafficking. And it's just, you know, we send funds to companies like Love 146, Compassion, NOMI, and there's different. When we hear human trafficking, there's actually different versions of it, you know, and so it's just those are the two, and the hashtag for that is I hate traffic.
I hate traffic. Okay.
And I think as a New Yorker, we definitely hate traffic.
No question.
You get what I'm saying?
Especially the commute that you and I have going from Rhode Island to Queens every day. We definitely hate traffic and human trafficking. I can only imagine when you say that to me, I get one thought in my mind about what that means, but I'm sure there's all different levels that I can't imagine. Yeah,
so yeah, you got Cycling for Change, another nonprofit, very close friends with the founder, Santosh and Raj Paulus. They live right here on Long Island also. They do an annual event where they actually do a walk, run, biking-a-thon in Nassau County during the fall, and they do a golf outing as well. And they've been very successful. And everybody's a volunteer through that nonprofit as well. The founders, they work with Northwell Health as well. They're doctors and writers as well. And so it's great. You got Matt Pisani, you have Santosh, Clean State Living, Cycling for Change. those are the two organizations I give everything,
We're going to drop that right there. Clean Slate Living and what's the other one?
Cycling for Change.
Cycling for Change. We're going to drop it right here on the podcast.
Thank you, brother.
People, look them up online. Follow what they do. If you like what you see, definitely support them and definitely support my man right here, Mr. Ren Raps, #1 Allstate agent in the country.
Amen.
My brother.
Thank you, brother.
Peace.
Yes.
Peace.